Get ready to laugh your socks off. Or not, we don't care. It's a couple of laughs with Carrie Louise, seen on Showtime and Comedy Central. And her husband from The Tonight Show and runner-up on America's Got Talent, Tom Cotter. Buckle up, because this married for too long couple is ready to distract you from reality. Please welcome Carrie Louise and Tom Cotter.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? Good to see you. This is our 10th episode. And yeah, who's counting?
Wow.
And it's our second time having a guest, and it's a dear friend of ours, but I'm not going to get into that. Right now, I'm going to introduce the fruit of our loins, our middle child, our pride and joy, Mr. Harry Cotter, everybody.
Yes,
Harry
now,
Cotter.
before we introduce, I gotta tell the backstory of this show. This is where we interview comedians. And we talk about cancel culture. And Harry, this is Harry's baby. He thought of this. He's all by himself in college, doing great. And he's like, how about we do cancel culture? And we'll talk about that with comedians and find out more about them and how they got started and all that stuff. I said, let's do it. And I'm like, and you're going to run it. So here he is.
All right, thanks for that. Appreciate it. And yeah, like my mom said, this is a second episode of my special segment, Canceling Cancel Culture. And I've been so lucky to do this with them and them giving me this platform. And having these special guests has been so amazing. And this next guest is a dear friend of ours. You've seen him everywhere, Comedy Central. Too many things to name. He's got his own podcast now. It's called You Know What, Dude? And it's been blowing up everywhere. Please welcome Robert Kelly.
Woo!
I mean, Harry, you got it, kid. You got it.
Yeah.
It's always embarrassing when the friends of mine kid is like, oh, he's doing something. And then it's just like, Cindy Brady, Baton Rouge. I mean, nice pizzazz, Harry. I love it.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time out of your day for us. It means a lot.
Of course. I'm here. You guys are the best. I love you.
Awesome. So yeah, kind of like my mom said, this is kind of like a safe place for comedians like them too, and yourself to kind of share your kind of side of things. My reasoning for this, and I thought of this, is because I've been watching my parents my whole life. Behind the scenes and seeing them struggle sometimes with harsh comments online or after shows, taking stuff out of their act from time to time, just from times changing. And so this is kind of just a safe place for them to express their feelings and other comedians like yourself. So my first question to you would be, what are your thoughts on cancel culture and how do you think it's been affecting the entertainment industry?
Well, entertainment industry, it's affected a lot. I mean, but stand up, it hasn't affected us at all because we're stand-ups, I think some guy in the middle of all this woke crap, he was like, well, what's going on? Is it affecting your gig? I was like, no. I go, that's for actors. Actors are affected by cancel culture because they have to toe the line of this horse shit that, because, we've all acted. You're on the set and it's like, everybody's just wants to get another gig. And comics are the worst. Like, all we want to do is do a gig. And we'll do it Carrie and you, Tom, know, we'll go to a friggin' Chinese restaurant in front of a buffet and make people, we don't give a shit. I mean, we came up at the Kowloons,
Laundromats. We've done laundromats.
Yeah, I performed in front of a spinning pie wheel at Queens College. I don't give a shit.
Hey, curious, who books that?
That's a college gig. We don't get those anymore
I
because of
performed at a
culture.
college gig in front of the soda fountain, and everyone had to go get. So every 2 seconds you had ice,
I did.
soda.
I did one during a testing. They were all taking a test in the cafeteria, and one kid looked up during the test. He's like, "Dude, can you stop? Because I gotta get this test done, bro." And I was like, I have 10 more minutes, and then I get my check.
That's the best heckle ever. That's perfect.
How do you feel, and how has it changed you online, like making posts and even in your
Oh.
podcast?
I don't really. The one thing I've learned, because I'm from two different we're from a generation with no cell phones. We used to have to use pay phones, right?
Right.
And now we're in this new thing where we're all in different places and we're doing a podcast, which is basically a radio show. We used to have to wake up at 6 a.m. to go do one of these, right?
I know.
So I learned that the comments aren't for me. The comments, I don't want the accolades. The accolades I get are laughs. I go to the show, I get laughs. That's my accolade, right? I don't need to go and check the comments to see how a tweet's doing or an Instagram thing is doing, because you get sucked into that. You get sucked into, you're the best, you're the greatest. I've seen better. He's kind of done. Last time I saw him, he did the same joke. It's like, and then you want to hang yourself, right?
Right.
I did a thing for Just for Laughs one year, and they were like, it's called Ask Me Anything. And if they go to Reddit and they open up this thing, and I go, listen, you don't want to do that with my fans. You don't want to do an Ask Me Anything. And they're like, no, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Your fans, they're into it. And 10 minutes in, I just looked at the young girl's face and she was like, oh my God, why would they say that? It's just, and look, it all depends on the comedian you are too. Like, it doesn't matter about what you got to choose the type of comic you want to be and the voice you want to have. And then you go there. Like when I first started, it was in Boston. I remember I was taking Maria Falzoni's comedy class. She made me take, because I lived in her apartment. And
I remember those days. We go way. I don't know if the audience knows, but all of us go way back in Boston.
We go.
Days.
I mean, we go way back.
Tom was a little bit before us, but we started pretty much on.
Oh, he was before a lot of us. Yes. But I actually opened for Tom a couple of times.
Me too. I won't get into that.
I mean, dude,
my son's here.
Our son is right here.
God.
Not that open. Okay. Well, he made me do that too. But the thing is, your father is well endowed. Listen.
Hey, that's the subject matter.
That
Jesus
means a lot of money. Does that mean a lot of money? I don't know what that means.
I mean, he needed stage time. So.
But I remember. Who was it? Greg Fitzsimmons? You remember? Not Greg Fitzsimmons. Who's the other Fitzsimmons guy?
Dave Fitzgerald. Dave Fitzgerald.
Dave Fitzgerald.
Oh, yes. Both, by the way, are passed away. Both those people have passed.
Yes, they're both. All right, let's do that for them.
Yeah.
Maria and Fitzy, the other Fitzy, but Greg Fitzsimmons is still alive and well, everybody.
Yeah, when he does look like he's dying for the last 20 years. I do. Let's just say that. Dave Fitzgerald looked healthy.
Oh my
Maria
God.
looked healthy. Greg,
he's going to cancel you.
Like I'm pretty sure Greg died 13 years ago, and they just figured out a way. But
Greg, we love you. If he's listening, Greg, we love you.
You got to have 7 minutes to clean, because that was like Evening at the Improv and the Tonight Show. And I was like, yeah, but dude, I grew up a juvenile delinquent. My life's a piece of shit. All I do is try to get girls and hang out with my friends. You want me to make stories up about happy shit? I don't understand. But you look later in life, and like I talked to Gary Gulman about this, who's clean and one of the best writers in the world. And it's just a decision. Like you make more money if you're going to go cleaner. But it doesn't stop you from saying and doing the messed up jokes. You just have to find a different way to do it, where everybody can kind of laugh at it. I'm a little more edgy and aggressive, but that's looking back. I wish I learned how to be a little cleaner.
Yeah, but look at the career you built on top of that, though.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you stuck to who you.
Yeah, that's
you've come a long way from Alan the Monkeys. That's where I first met you. You were part of Hell and the Monkeys.
I was in you bring up that I was in an improv sketch group.
Mhm.
Those always
Right.
really do well.
Right.
I remember you guys telling me about this.
I think I slept with everybody on Hell and the Monkeys, but you
Yep, I never.
Hey!
and
Easy.
Dane and Dane Cook.
You,
I didn't
you had
sleep with
sex
him
with
either.
the
No, I
you
didn't
had
sleep
sex
with
with
them
the
all, any of
unfamous ones.
Yeah.
You-
Al Del Benny? Oh, him too?
No, I'm joking. I think I maybe went out with one person and kissed him because it was the eclipse of the sun. It was like one in a lifetime thing, and I think I kissed him
What
after
the-
we went
wow,
to go see that.
this is getting weird, man.
And
This
it was
is-
so, and it was no one knows him now. Everybody in Alan the Monkeys have gone and been rock stars except the guy I slept with. Look, kissed. I
She
didn't
hooked
sleep.
up. She hooked up with the opener of Alan the Monkeys.
Yeah, I think
married the
I didn't sleep.
headliner. So there you go. You did it. You did a good job.
Yeah,
Only 3 years of marriage. I'm just learning about this right now.
I think I did well. I think I told you that. I think I did very well.
No, you
Back
never
to you,
did.
Bobby.
No.
But you've come a long way since then, and you stuck to your
Tom,
guns.
hang on one second.
Uh-oh. This is gonna be
Tom, I just want to let you know, I never knew either. I'm learning about it now too. So
Oh,
Okay. I think I have the right to be a little more disturbed than you, though, on this one, Bobby. But
you do, but you
yeah.
got it. How great is it that it wasn't me? That I mean, you got to look at the positive because that would really suck right
the show
now.
would have never aired. I don't think anyone would have ever seen this.
If Harry looked more like me than you right now,
actually, wait a minute.
Harry, you have beautiful lips.
Anyway,
yeah,
you've
it is
come
crazy.
a long way since then. I think when you first started, I think you really found the edgier you got, I think the more famous you got.
Well, it's funny because the biggest insult I ever got, and the biggest compliment was from the same guy, Billy Martin. You remember Billy Martin?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
he's
so-
the executive producer of Bill Maher's
Bill
show
Maher,
now.
yeah.
And he used to run a Wednesday night show where he would put me up and do 5 minutes. And I remember, 10 minutes. And I remember coming off and I just killed. I leveled the place. But it was pure confidence and, fucking personality. It was no joke. And I killed. And he's writing jokes and trying to really reshape his whole career. And I walked off one night and he goes, I hate everything you do on stage. But it works. So, I mean, good for you. And then when I finally had my special on Netflix, Live from the Village Underground, he sent me a Facebook message. He goes, I just watched your special. You figured out how to be you. And it was brilliant. And the jokes were great. And you figured it out. And I'm very proud that you did that. It's something to that effect where I took this shit and kind of figured out how to be a stand-up where somebody like him was like, good, you put jokes in it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a little harder, to be that way. But I mean, look at Tom, not to blow smoke up your butt, which you like, because I read about that somewhere.
It's in no smoking zone. But,
but I mean, Tom is edgy. You figured out how to be edgy, but clean. It's you skirt the line perfectly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was going to say that, Billy Martin was not one to give out compliments. The fact that he took time out of his day to text you that after your special speaks highly. He's a great guy, but I mean, he just does not. He used to be in charge of the open mic night, so he lauded over all those guys, all the up and coming comics. And so I don't know that he's ever given a compliment to another comic, to be honest with you. So that's a nice feather in your little cap. Laugh, right?
Well, the first time we hung out as a family, right? We went. I think you guys brought it up. We're going skiing,
right?
So, Dawn and Carrie was like, "You should come," and Dawn's like, "Okay," and I'm like, "I don't fucking ski." Like, we're not skiers.
Yes, Dawn and I planned it because she found out that my boys were snowboarders. I'm like, oh yeah, my boys will teach Max, and Max was interested in. And this goes way back. Harry still remembers it though. He wanted to talk about this. I'm glad we're bringing it up.
Yeah, I'm glad we got you getting hurt because this is exactly where it goes. So.
Yeah, you guys planned this whole thing, and I kept telling Dawn, I don't do this. I think I was 350 at the time. I don't do snow and mountain stuff like physically, like physics. don't add up on this shit, you know? And she's
that,
like,
yes,
no,
and that's yeah.
yeah.
She told me
We're
that, and I'm
gonna
like,
go-
well, we can ski for a little, and we'll teach Max snowboarding. I'm sure he's gonna get tired, but we can always go
Tubing.
snow tubing. Yes,
the snow
so we
tubing,
had that.
which snow tubing to me is, you know, this, right? When I showed up, first of all, what sucked is that there's no cool outfits for fat dudes, ski outfits. So she basically just went to a workshop where you get like stuff for iron workers and just bought me these pants that came up to my tits and red suspenders. So I just look like I'm surveying a job or something, right? I look like an asshole. And then when I get there, I look up at the mountain and it was so big and terrifying, and it rained the night before. So it's not snow, it's just a sheet of ice down the side of a mountain, right? And I'm terrified. I'm trying to get her not to do this. And they're just like, no, it's gonna be good. So now I'm sitting there like, okay, what if something happens to them? They're gonna be, where were you? I was down the bottom, you know. So I'm like, fuck.
Harry,
now
were
I
you
gotta-
there?
No, I wasn't there.
You guys were skiing. You guys were
Yeah.
all having fun
We didn't
being
even
the
we didn't
Cotters,
even- Oh yeah,
skiing
we were
down
like
the mountain.
yeah,
we would
ski-
be in the Kellys.
we don't go tubing.
Yeah, I know exactly. So then I get on this rubber mat that drags you up to the top, and I remember getting on it and it's stopping because I was too fat. And I remember the kid had to yell out to everybody. He goes, "Everybody off!" He has to go on by himself, and I was just like sad, like. And then I remember the engine was just going good. So it took longer for me to get up this fucking mountain. And then I get up to the top and Dawn and Max are just sitting there like, fuck, where have you been? It's like, what? And I was like, we shouldn't do this. And she's like, no. I'm like, Dawn, I literally said, I'm going to make an executive decision right now as the man in the family. And as I'm talking, they're both taking their tubes and putting it on the mountain. And they were just like, okay. And they just took off down the mountain. I get into my tube and I don't fit in the tube because I'm too fat. So I'm lying like this on the tube and I'm trying to like scooch and I can't, I'm too fat because I'm just digging into the earth. So I can't get the momentum to get myself over the edge. The lady behind me, I swear to God, she just went and just kicked me off the mountain without like she was just impatient. I was going so fast. And then I started spinning and I couldn't control the spin. And I remember I was spinning and spinning and spinning. And I'm like, I'm going to die right now because there's 1 hill, 2 hills, 3. It's like, it's a never ending just velocity.
You're just gaining speed the whole way.
I was gaining so much speed and I couldn't see where I was. Everything was like wavy because I was spinning so fast. And I remember hitting the mat. They have these little doormats from Bed Bath & Beyond to slow you down.
To slow you down.
And I just went over that in 5 seconds and I hit the dirt. There's nothing to catch me except for solid mountain where it like protects you from going into the street. So I just hit that on my ribs and broke my ribs. And as soon as I hit it, I was just going, and I was just leaning on a wall going, and her and Max came over. They're like, "You all right, Dad?" I'm like, "I'm good, man. I'm good." And then the guy's like, I go, "I need an ambulance. I need an ambulance." And I remember they take me in the ambulance and Dawn's like, I'm like, "Go have fun." So you guys just went and had a blast.
We went out to eat. We did. We had a blast. We went out to eat.
And the nurse comes in. She's like, "Okay, we took the x-rays. It looks like you just sprained your rib." Not true. Broke both my ribs. She said I might have cracked them, but they didn't do anything at this place. She goes, "Okay, here's the deal. We can get you a cab home. It's either going to be Gary, but he might have already started drinking, or Kathy. Depends on if she took her meds already." I was like, "I'll take Kathy." So Kathy shows up out of her mind. She goes, listen, I gotta stop for scratch tickets. Otherwise, so I'm just sitting in the
my
back,
God, it was a
broken
small-
ribs. It's okay. So she stops twice to get scratch tickets. Twice.
Oh,
She stops. So I'm just in the back seat, writhing in pain, waiting for this drug addict Kathy, because there's only 2 taxis in this shit town.
and I remember we were waiting for you for the longest time.
Oh, I remember I called you, and as I called, she picked up the phone. You guys were hysterically laughing. And I went, you took video, didn't you? She goes, yeah, we're watching it right now. I was like, you're a bitch. I mean, just the worst.
Oh.
You can find that video on your Instagram page. Harry, what do you remember from the night?
Oh,
How old were you, Harry?
I wish I went snow tubing with you guys. That's what I remember. But it was so funny after the fact. After we went out to dinner, after we saw the video, like the next day, and
Oh yeah,
we are going into his room and
to see how he is.
Tom, Carrie, and you, funny comedians, and you hurt when you laughed. You hurt like it.
I couldn't breathe, and then you guys were making me laugh, and it hurts so bad. What hurt the worst is you guys were having so much fun without me. Like I remember you guys, nobody even called to, like, she didn't even come pick me up. I had to drive home with a drug addict.
Yes, I was going to come get you at that little podunk hospital.
Before and after we were drinking and eating and having fun, she was calm.
So yes,
Vacation with the Kellys twice,
we have
Aruba,
pictures.
and then the ski trip.
That- yeah,
Where did
Aruba,
vacation?
yeah.
Oh, Aruba. Yes, Aruba.
Aruba, look at
Aruba's
that.
like
Look at that, Bobby.
Aruba's like the work. Yeah, that. I mean, look how young the kids are, dude.
Yeah,
Look how young the kids are.
easy.
Tommy's a senior in high school now.
and Ray Ellen has looked the same for 47 years.
Yeah. You know why? Because
I
he doesn't
mean-
have kids.
Let me do one more sincere thing, and it's rare for me, but kudos to you for you finally, you're like, I got a wife and kids. I'm getting too big, and you're joking about it, and that's all great. But unbelievable, your transformation. It's been really impressive to watch, and we're glad because we lost Panette and some other people who got a little too big, and you said, "Fuck that! I can't do that. I got a wife and kids now," and so good for you. Very well done.
Well, it was actually somebody said, I forget which comic said it. They called me up after Panette died or Ralphie May, and they're like, "Hey, dude, congratulations." I was like, "What?" He goes, "You're the fattest comic in the world now, bro." So, but I had to do it because I was definitely, it was going to be a wrap for me. I got diabetes in my family, and I wanted. It sucked because I couldn't even play with Max. I couldn't like chase him and all that shit.
Yeah.
And it I think it was last year we were on the block, and I just smoked him. I was like, dude, let's go. We raced back to the house. I was like, dude, I'll smoke you, kid. So it was, especially with the son, you need to be able to kick his ass and everything because there's gonna be a point where I'm not, right?
I know. Yeah, Tommy thinks he's at that point now, and he's mistaken.
Harry, do you have any other cancel culture questions, or we think we covered
No,
it?
I mean, I love it because we get two sides of things. I mean, he immediately said it hasn't affected his career. I mean, every comedian is different. I mean, if you stick to it, we talked about it last show too. Like some people build their fan bases off of just those loyal people that always ride or die.
Well, it is like cancel culture. Here's the thing with cancel culture. If you're trying to be funny, it has to be funny. You can't just be saying shit to say shit. But if you're trying to be funny, nothing's off limits. And getting there, sometimes you'll mess up, but you will get there. The best comedians in the world got there. You know what I mean? And you got to be able to fight. Comedy's jazz. All this stuff in the big arenas, and that's a money grab. Comedy's in the clubs. Comedy's in the small little theaters. We're not supposed to be playing where Bon Jovi and Pearl Jam play. I don't know where that came from. So when you're gonna do that, you could get canceled. But if you get canceled as a comedian, it's actually a good thing because then you solidify the people, that really love you because they get you. Any guy I know that's been canceled has just strengthened their fan base and made more money. And you can do comedy for the rest of your life. That's the best part about stand-up. So, I mean, they don't get that. Stop inviting us to fucking stupid shit. We're not supposed to be at Trump rallies. We're not supposed to be doing the
Right.
correspondence dinner
Right.
because we're always going to go for funny.
Well, maybe we can hang out Thanksgiving weekend when my boys come home. We'll get
All right, that sounds
the
good.
fam back.
All right, good.
All right.
Well, Bobby, you're the best. Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Thank
I'll
you
see you
so
guys
much.
later.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yeah, man.
Of course, Harry. Bye, Carrie. Bye, Tom Oxlong. Bye.
See you.
And I'll let you guys say goodnight.
All right.
Well, that wraps up this. It went a little long. We apologize. Say goodnight, Carrie.
Good night, Carrie.
Well, folks, that's a wrap. Remember, life is like a comedy show. Sometimes you bomb, sometimes you shine. But you always blame your spouse on how they deliver the punchline. If you need to get in touch with us, email us at info.coupleoflaughs@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in. Keep laughing, because you never know. That could save your marriage. Good night. See you next time.